identify the letter. They all know what answer it's got to be. So she turns it back onto them. And she gets about half a dozen different answers. 10 is the bigger neighbour of 9. 10 is one smaller than 11. 10 is the remaining 2-digit number. All sorts of different stories are being presented by the kids to justify 10. They all know what the word is going to be. And there's probably only 2 of us in the room who know what the word is. And Koti talked yesterday about Hungarian children's enjoyment in mathematics, the way in which teachers make it playful. But I think she's making it playful, but she's retaining some very serious stuff.
Yeah.
And the word is Babsinhas, which just means puppet theatre. And that then forms the theme for all today's lessons. So all today will be about the puppet theatre. And tomorrow's lesson will have a different theme. But importantly, from the Hungarian perspective, this one lesson in mathematics is part of a sequence in which children never go above 20. They are expected to master the integers up to 20 and to be confident with those numbers and to be able to manipulate those numbers. So
that's a question.
Sasha?
Maybe I'm not quite confident, but why the last number is 12?
Oh, it's 15. It's 15.
It is
15, yes.
Sorry, yes, because I was
Good question. Now don't get all Russian with me. So it is definitely 15. Just to close on that, I think, I wasn't going to talk about Hungary yesterday, I have now. The Hungarians have, I think, a really interesting mathematical culture. We've seen it in comparison, say, with the Finns. It's a very different culture. The Finnish cultural explanation for their success on PISA doesn't lie in the classroom necessarily, it lies in deep-seated cultural norms related to what it is to be Finnish. Wherever we go, understanding classrooms cannot just be a consequence of analysing those classrooms, we have to see it within the broader cultural context. Somebody mentioned earlier, yes, that was you talking about Dickens. 15 years ago or so, I had some Hungarian colleagues come to stay for a few days, and while they were here, we were living in Lancashire, we went on a trip in the hills of northern England. As we were driving along, my Hungarian colleagues saw this signpost to a town called Haworth. And these were middle-aged women. And they got very excited. Haworth! Ooh, that's where the Brontes lived. Can we go and see the Brontes' house? Yeah! So we drove towards Haworth to see the Brontes' house. On the way towards this town, we passed a signpost for another. And I said, oh, that's a place called Heptonstall. You might know the poet Sylvia Plath. She's buried there. And immediately, one of my Hungarian colleagues starts quoting Sylvia Plath. And I don't know a Brit who can start quoting Sylvia Plath on the spur of the moment. Hungarians have a great respect for culture in its broadest terms. They have literature is not just about Hungarian literature, even though they defend it fiercely. Literature is about writing that is good and worth reading. So, unlike English education, where English literature is what children are taught, so they don't even get translations of Balzac or Goethe. The Hungarians get literature that is good. They get music that is good. They get mathematics that is good. And a part of that is the word miért, why. Constant refrain in Hungarian classrooms. Why? Prove it. Right, I'll stop there.